let's just say welcome to the session. And this is an introduction session that Prince asked me to share with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just tell me briefly what do you know, or what you want to learn on, or what do I need to cover? Or you traded for 6 months, you obviously know what is foreign exchange.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I've been learning on my own via YouTube videos and just some self-knowledge reading up on the forex and stuff like that. And I've been learning a lot about like when I was in contact with Prince, he was speaking to me about learning more price action. And so I've been learning a little bit about support and resistance, looking at different levels and stuff like that. And then obviously I know some of the candlestick patterns, like your reversal patterns and your engulfing and those stuff like that, double tops and double bottoms and stuff.
Okay, so basically foreign exchange, you know what that is, you know what is candles, you know what is time frames, right?
That's right, yeah.
Right. Have you worked with any indicators or any tools as such?
Yeah, I have used some indicators like the MACD and then the RSI and those kind of just the basic ones.
Okay, so what can you see on your screen there now?
I can see your Dow Jones.
Right, you can see Dow Jones 4-hour chart, right?
Our chart, yes.
All right, fine. So what we can do basically is we can go through maybe certain aspects of charting where you can see, have you charted or used any technical analysis, or have you done analysis before on charts?
Yeah, I've tried some analysis, and just to get the hang of it, I like to look at the major support and the major resistance and those kind of levels.
Okay, and have you used any tools like GANFAN or trend lines or Fibonacci or anything?
Not really.
All right. So
Just
what would you like to learn to just improve yourself from where you know what you know so far?
basically will be nice if I know, or just to have more confidence into taking my trades, in the sense of, okay, what level should I look at, and how do I go into the trade once I draw a line and then see if it's correct, or how do I test it or something like that.
All right. So you've used Fibonacci before?
Just briefly, not in detail.
All right. Okay, let's start with that. There's chart that's open there called US 30 or the Dow Jones. Then let's see, there's that's
The
NAS
Nasdaq.
4-hour chart as well.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you're going to do Fibonacci or you do Head and Shoulders. Maybe do Fibonacci because that's quite popular and it's quite interesting to know as well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. So anyway, welcome to the session. I hope you can leave the session knowing that you've learned much more than when you have entered the session. We won't be too long. We will get straight down to it. So this basically is a trading view site, which is tradingview.com.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have a TradingView account, do you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right. So depending on the type of account you have, when you register for TradingView, you can use TradingView. I think they allow you one chart at a time. You can save it, and I think you may be able to use maybe 4 or 5 indicators.
Okay.
If you upgrade that package, I think you pay about $14 or so a month, which is well worth it, to get into a higher level where you can use more charts and you can use more indicators. And I think if you go into an additional package higher than that, maybe it's about $250 or so a year or so, you can also use it on different terminals like your laptop, for example, or maybe on your phone, or you can share it with someone that can help you online or something. But anyway, let's just look at, for example, the US 30 chart.
Okay.
So I did some analysis yesterday because one of the guys on the team that he was trying to chart the US 30 and trying to chart the US 30, and then I just went on and did a bit of a technical analysis. But what I pulled on this was a Fibonacci. So this is the chart that I used, and I'm still monitoring or managing that specific trades and analysis that I did. But we can
Okay.
do it on this chart, and I'll show you how I got to certain of these aspects or certain of these prices or these important lines or numbers, okay? Do you know how to draw these lines here, this green horizontal line?
Yes, yes.
Okay, do you know how to change the color? Do you know how to enter this words or these letters on and prices and
Uh,
stuff?
not the words and those prices. No.
Okay, so let's just okay. I will show you these how to do this, so it'll help you to remember what's the value of this line and what you want to name it and how you got to it. So if you put a bit of wording on this end of the line, so it will tell you
Yes.
that this is my buy entry for the US 30 at 28215.40. It will tell me that
Okay.
when price crosses over this 45-degree line, that's what I've got here. And this 45-degree line is purely a support line from the Gann fan. So that's why I got written Gann fan. So if I were to look at this line, I will say it's my buy entry number 1. It's at this price, 28215.40. And it happens or it triggers when this price crosses over between this line and that 45 degree. Yeah, so when I'm understanding this chart at a later stage, I do not forget how I got it and why I got it.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. That's important.
You with me, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes you look at some charts and we've got like maybe 20 or 30 lines there, and there may
Yes,
be
yes.
different colors which may mean something, or they may be all one color which may mean nothing.
Yeah.
But if you do not write what those lines are for, then sometime or the other you may overlook something or forget about the purpose of the line, okay?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, so then the next line, what I've done is that I've worked out my my TP to be in this figure. Okay, so 28,400 something. Then I put another TP at this figure, and so on and so on. Okay. Now that's the purpose of these lines, and I've done the same thing, but I've done it in red for a sell scenario. So in the event that price at this stage here, using my cursor around and around on this spot, okay,
Yes.
where the cursor is, price was there at that time. So if price did not become bullish, then it would have went
Yes.
down. I would have taken a sell at this point and then TPs here, there, and there, okay?
Okay.
So this is a scenario of a bullish trend, and this is a scenario of a bearish trend. But I have my notes here, so I know how and what these lines mean.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get straight into a Fibonacci first, and then we will use these lines, and then we will remove Fibonacci and we'll be left with these lines. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So trading view, Fibonacci, I'm trying to work out how I've pulled this. So on the left-hand side, we've got some tools, if you can see that.
Yes, I can.
Right. Then one of them is called Gann and Fibonacci tools. If you click on it, you've got various options from Pitchfork down to Fib circles, Fib wedge, Gann fan, and one of them is called Fib retracement. Okay, you with me?
Yes, I see it.
Right. So we click on Fib retracement, and then we go to our high. This is our high. Okay? So if you look at our highest point, now you don't have to go to a highest point that's few years ago. You can go to a highest point that's few days or few weeks ago. Okay. We basically want to work in the region of where price is. We don't want to work in the region of where price was 5 years ago.
Okay.
Right. So we swing from the top.
Yes.
And we pull down to our recent low, which is there. You with me?
Yes, yes.
Right. So I click it off there. When I do click it off there, then if I were to look at my my lines that I had, okay, let me just tell you before I talk about my lines.
Yes.
On the left hand side, this blue magnet here, can you see this magnet's off, on?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, when the magnet is on, that helps you to pinpoint where this line should be.
Okay.
So when you pull a line from there and you drop it here, it drops it in a point where it should be. So it's trying to tell you, okay, let's just be precise and drop it there, you know?
Okay.
Right, so that's what the magnet's for. So I pulled Fibonacci from the high, I brought it down to a low. You with me so far?
Yes, that's right.
Right, and then Fibonacci pulls out a whole lot of lines, and the lines they pull out, let me show you what percentage of lines they pull out. So when you have a tool open, whatever the tool may be, you will get this toolbar here. Can you see this toolbar?
Yes.
Have you seen this before, right?
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
Okay, but you've not worked on it before.
No, not really.
Okay, so it will pull out this toolbar, and then this toolbar give you various options like templates and colors and the type of lines, and you can go into settings and change a few things. You can even copy this thing and make it identical. For, in other words, you want to clone this, and then you can also click this button here, which is to lock the toolbar as locking this tool. So in the event of you moving something around, it doesn't mistakenly move this tool.
Oh, okay.
Right. Then you've got something else here, which is like an eyeball or an eyesight where you can hide the tool. So if you click on that, the tool disappears.
Oh.
You with me? See, I clicked on that. I made a few other things disappear as well. All of my stuff.
Yes.
Right. So let's come back to where we were. Our Fibonacci again. Okay.
Yes.
See, the moment I click on Fibonacci, this tool comes up here. Okay. This actually is a toolbar comes up here.
Okay.
Then we go to our highest point.
Okay.
And we swing down to our lowest point.
Yes.
Okay, when we're doing that swing, we will always swing from the past to the present. Okay. We will not swing from the present to the past.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what I've done is, again, I've done that swing from top to bottom. And this is the toolbar that is for this particular tool called the Fibonacci. And then, as I said, you got these various options here, and then you can either hide it, which I just did just now, and then it was hid.
Yeah.
And there's another option where I can click this is like a trash bin or remove this thing. So if I click on this, the Fibonacci disappears.
Oh, okay.
In other words, I've deleted it. Okay. So just to do it for the third time, let's click on Fibonacci. We find our highest point. We pull down to our lowest point, right?
Yes.
And we click on that and we stop there. And let's for now lock this so we don't delete it or we not mistakenly move it.
Okay.
Okay, what Fibonacci tells us is this. That's our highest point, which is 29,195. We pull our lowest point, which is down here, which comes to 0%, which is 27,197 something, okay?
Okay.
So what Fibonacci tells us, now the person who created this is, his name is Giovanni Fibonacci. But what he has said is that price will always have these type of pullbacks, ratios. So a few of them, like for example, right here is 50% and right here is 61.8%. So let's just go into settings, and there's our options that we have in terms of settings. Okay, settings is the icon there with a little gear shift on it. So we've got various settings here that we can use, but the ones that the TradingView has are the basic ones that you're going to be using. Okay.
Okay. You don't change any.
Say again.
So you don't change anything later.
You don't really need to change it unless you somehow over some time you build your own little strategy and say, okay, fine, you know, it doesn't work for me at 50%, but it works for me at 61%, or it works for me at 70%, or works for me at 88%, and you'll create your own and you'll call it, your name and percentage, whatever it be. You with me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm with
So you can modify it if you need to, if it's the way you're starting to understand how it works. But what Fibonacci says is that we know this is our high and we know this is our low. Okay. And say, for example, price is here at that time, which was the 9th of September, okay, last week, Wednesday or so. So what Fibonacci is saying, because that's our high and because
Yeah.
that's our low, and because today price is here, we are expecting the price to at least come to around 50%, which is right where this mark is. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
If it does that, it's fine. But sometimes price, depending on the asset we're talking about, like for this is the US 30. Sometimes on the NAS, it's a bit different, but more or less, let's just say that price comes either here or price comes here, which is 61.8%.
Yes, I see.
Okay, so what Fibonacci is saying, because that's our high, because that's our low, and price is currently here, we know that price somehow will get to this point, which is 50%.
Okay.
Okay, so what you and I do, we're going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to wait for the price to get to 50%.
Okay.
And when price gets to 50%, I'm going to realize that it is now going bullish,
Okay.
which is an uptrend. So
Okay.
I'm going to wait for it to pass this line, or I'm going to say, if it passes this line, then I'm going to take a buy.
Okay.
Okay, sometimes it's 50% and sometimes it is 61.8%. So this percentage here
Yes.
is 61.8%. And I actually call it my golden ratio. So if I can go into this, you see when I clicked on that, this toolbar changed. It's now no more acting on the Fibonacci toolbar, it's acting on this specific tool.
Okay.
Right? So I'll get into how we're going to do that, but I just want to call this my proper golden ratio. So I'm calling it here Rollins. Golden ratio.
Okay.
Right, and I'm saving that, and you see it comes here on the right hand side, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there's it
So
here.
with this
Rollins.
toolbar, you can then write your stuff on that line.
Yes, you can write here whatever you want to. You can decide to name it or nickname it, something, but something to make you remember what's that line for.
Yeah.
What's the price? So you, as much as the price will be here on the right hand side, but you want to see the price right here near your candle, okay?
Okay.
Also, you want to write down how you got that figure. So I got it using a Fibonacci 61.8%.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. So if we come back to what Fibonacci says, price, that's our high, that's our low. We know that price will come to 50%, or we know that price will come to 61.8%. So whichever is suitable to me, depending on the asset that I'm using, which is US 30, I will say 50% is suitable for me. I know this currency, I know this pair, I know the security, or I know this asset. I'm going to take my trade. If it passes my 50% line, I'm going to put a buy limit there.
Yeah.
So it goes to that 50% line, which is whatever, 28,196 or 28,215, and it triggers your buy limit. And now you know you've got a trade open, and you got to hope for the best, that the fact that you have worked your analysis and you want it to go into a buy, which means in this direction up here, okay?
Yes.
Right, so if I can just be a bit creative and tell you price was there, price came down, price went up. If it bounces here, then you're not going to trigger your trade, okay? It came back down and then price went up again. So which means you have triggered your trade. You with me?
Yes.
Right, so let's just see if we can make this into, let's see, can we make this into something? All right, just leave it green for now. So what we're saying is that price was up, it came down, it bounced into our 51, It came back to whatever 23% and it went up into a bullish direction. It broke our buy limit, took our trade, and now we know that it's going bullish or going in up direction, and we're going to take our profits here. So I've got a golden ratio which is 61.8% here.
Okay.
I've got the next one which is 70% and 78%. So I just put TPs along the way. So as it goes up, I can confidently say when it gets here, I would not close my trade. I would rather move my stop loss here. So I want to trail stop this. In the event of it going higher, I know I will continue making profit as long as it continues going up.
Oh, okay, yes.
So in the event of this, from here, in the event that it bounces back, then it's going to kick one of my stop losses into effect, and it'll close my trade. But I would have made profit going up into this direction.
Oh, okay, yes.
Right. So that's what we are basically saying. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Okay, to get rid of that, basically, for now, I just backspace, which is undo. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. So that's what Fibonacci is all about. And Fibonacci gives you prices or gives you percentages that you can follow. So if I can just close this a bit, and you look at Fibonacci pulled a percentage of 78%, 70%. This was 100% because this was where we pulled our high from.
Yes.
And then Fibonacci also gives you a 127% and gives you a 141%. So what Fibonacci is saying, because that was your high, that was your low, price is going to come up here and bounce somewhere here.
Yes.
And then it's going to go up into this direction. And then you can close all this as your TPs or close up some profits here. There is a great chance that price may even come to this figure here, which is 127%. You with me?
Yes, yes.
So at 127%, you can even put your TP here if you desire to do so.
Okay.
Right. So tell me, so far, whatever I explained to you about the Fibonacci, you understand that, pulling it from the high to the low?
Yes, yes.
All right. So if you were to do it on your own, will you be able to handle that?
I'll try.
Right. So let's just touch quickly on that again. So on the left-hand side, you've got a whole lot of tools here. And one of them is Fibonacci. When you click on that Fibonacci, then you bring that tool and you pinpoint your first point to your second point, which is your high to your low.
Your low, yes.
Okay, so high to your low, and always moving from the past to the present.
Present, yes.
Okay, it doesn't have to mean from the past to the current. It just means from the past to the present, or from the past to the future. Well, I shouldn't say future, but if you were to pull this Fibonacci from last week Monday, you could pull it down to last week Friday. It doesn't have to be today.
Yes.
You understand? So basically from left to right. Okay, so direction will be from left to right. So even if you were doing Fibonacci from the low going to the high, you will always go from left to right. Okay. In other words, you'll be going in this direction. You with me?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So looking at Fibonacci, we pull from high to low, and we got all of these figures. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Right. Then if we undo this Fibonacci, let's just say we get rid of. Let's see if we can get rid of Fibonacci. Did we? I think we locked this one, right? Let's see if we can get rid of Fibonacci. Where am I? Fibonacci. There we go. All you got to do is click on it and you press the delete key, okay?
Okay.
Now, if you're in one of the other modes at the moment, like for example, if I'm in a text mode or I'm in a brush mode, this is brush mode, okay?
Okay.
Right. Then I would not be able to action the other toolbar unless I clear this blue out. Can you see this thing is highlighted blue here?
Yes, yes.
This is my brush mode at the moment, so it's highlighted blue. So what I got to do, I'll delete this out here. This is still highlighted blue. I will just
Yes.
undo this blue. In other words, I'll just tap on that. So this comes out of blue and then I can click onto which are the tool I wanted to go into and delete, okay?
Okay.
Right, so what we've done, we've got rid of our Fibonacci where we pulled from a high to a low. Now let's pull a Fibonacci from a low to a high. So let's just say we pull a low and let's say, okay, that's good enough. Let's pull a high there. So don't let the lines confuse you, but what this line is doing, it's doing the identical thing, but opposite of where we had before.
Okay.
Okay, so before we said we pulled that from high to low because we was going up in a buy direction. Now we pull from low to high and we're going in a sell direction. So you're still getting 50% and you're still getting 61% and you're still getting 127% and all of that. It's the identical tool, but it's in a opposite direction.
Yes.
Right, so for now, let's not that confuse you, but I'm just saying that you can pull that tool and you can work out a scenario in the event that price doesn't break that resistance, then it's going to go into a sell or it's going to go into a bearish movement.
Okay.
Okay, so based on price, remember all of this is based on price. If it were to do this, then that will be the condition. If price were to break down here, then this will be the condition. You with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Right. So looking at Fibonacci, when we say that price will come up to this, your price range will come up to this point here. And if it goes past, then we take a buy entry. If it uses this as resistance and it does not go up past it, then it's going to come down. Then we will take that as a sell entry.
Okay.
Right.
So you enter as soon as it goes either above or below that line.
Then you make the decision, yes.
To go, okay.
Right. And at the same time, you've got to wait for that candle to close. Okay. Don't just say, okay, it's below the line and let me take a sell. And the candle is still in operation and it didn't close yet. So it's not easy to, you see, you can make that decision if you want to scalp for a few minutes or so. But if you want to take a trade where you want to make some good number of pips and you want to make some good profit, then you wait for it to either break past that support or resistance. Okay. Now, another thing is that looking at this, beside the Fibonacci tool, there is a tool that we use from here. It's called a trend angle.
Okay.
Okay. So if you click on the trend angle, you can come to here, for example, and you can pull an angle of a tool. Okay. Can you see the degrees? 40, 45 degrees now there.
Yeah.
Right. So generally, when we are doing a Gantt fan, we've got to pull a 45-degree angle, which is a trend line. Okay. And when we pull a Gantt fan, the Gantt fan has to line to that 45-degree in order for it to become effective. So I've done a 45-degree here already, so I'm just going to delete this one. Okay. And if you look at price, price has been hugging this 45-degree line. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yes, I can, yeah.
Right. So right here, the candles are moving above it, drop below, then above it, drop below, and then below it, but still moving in that angle.
Yes.
So looking at the way the US 30 is sitting at the moment, we're expecting this to continue in this direction into a buy. Okay. So right here, I have a trade that was triggered at 28,215.40 because my price crossed over my 45-degree line. So right here, which is my 45-degree line, can you see that?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Right. And this was my buy entry line. So right here, it crossed over and it triggered my buy limit.
Yes.
And I'm expecting that. See, there's a wick that's almost here.
Yes, I can.
So at 8 o'clock, an hour ago, there was some federal meeting, and then there were some statistics released about the interest rate not being changed. So it did create a bit of volatility on the market. So I saw NAS move drastically, as well as gold. So US 30 as well. So this could have spiked up a bit more and taken a TP1 and closed my trade here.
Okay.
But unfortunately it didn't, and the market's probably going to close in about 2 hours or so. But this is what could have happened, okay? But right here is where we've effected our trade, and
Yes.
we've got our TP set along the lines here, okay? You can see
Yes.
TP 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
All right, so coming back to how to trade on your own is you take a 4-hour chart or maybe a 1-hour chart. The larger the time frame, the better you would be in the analysis, because it's more stable in terms of an hourly chart than a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart.
Okay.
So you would pull your Fibonacci as I showed you. You will come up with all your lines, and then you would use those lines. So like, let's say, for example, if we do one of those horizontal lines again, I'll pull from a high
Down to the low, yeah.
down to the low. That's good. And then let's just say, there we go. Let's just find one just for the purpose of this lesson. There's one here, which is 127.20%, okay?
Yes, I see.
Right. You know how to, you said you know how to draw a horizontal line, right?
Yes.
Right. If I could just do that quickly, go into that, come down to here, which is horizontal line. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
I will click on that, and let's click anywhere on the chart. Okay, there we are, right here.
Yeah.
I will click on that, and that line comes in there. You with me? You do not know how to edit this line and put these notes, am I right?
Yes, I don't know.
Right. So what I want this line, this line here. Let's just, I want to make it yellow. So just now I'll show you how to make it yellow, and I want this line to be here. Okay, let's make it green, because you know I generally will have green in my buy. So it's green. I want that line to come here where it's written 127.20%, which is 29,739.48. You with me?
Yes, I see.
Right. So I want that to be my TP5.
Okay.
Okay, so I click onto this line. Okay,
Yes.
let's say I'm there. So I click onto this line. When I click onto this line, right up here, you'll get a toolbar coming up. Okay, just watch that.
Okay, yes, I see.
Right. So that toolbar is for that specific line because I clicked on that line.
Okay.
If I were to click on this line, that toolbar is for this specific line at that time.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back to the line that I want to make my 127.20% my TP5. So I click on that line. I go into settings. This is settings, okay?
Yeah.
I'm into settings, and I've got 4 options: visibility, coordinates, text, and style.
Yeah.
Okay, just for teaching purposes, let's make it all yellow, okay? So I want to click on this color. I want to make it yellow. And this yellow, I can adjust it to be either dark or light or watermark. So let's just say yellow, okay, totally dark. I click out of it. That's my style. My text, I want to type here. Let's type in TP5, semicolon. And then I want to put the price of 29,739, 29,739.48, right? That's my price. And then I want to put here a semicolon, and I want to make a note as to how I came to that figure.
Okay.
So the manner in which I came to that figure was, it was a 127% of my Fibonacci.
Yes, that's right.
So when I pull my Fibonacci, it gave me 0, gave me 23, gave me 100, and they gave me 127.20. Okay, so 127.20%. And then that's going to be my text for the specific line, okay?
Okay.
For now, can you see it's written here? There's it at the bottom where my line is, TP5, got my price and got my explanation how I came to that figure.
Yes, I see.
Right. Now at the moment, let's just say I don't want it displayed on top of my line. I want it
Uh-huh.
displayed below. So there's my
Okay.
options here.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see.
You can have bottom or middle.
Uh-huh.
That's middle. Can you see the middle? It's on the line.
Yes. Yeah.
Or you can have bottom. It's gone to the bottom of that line. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would want it to be, let's just say, top. I want to change the text to yellow just for the purpose of this lesson.
Uh-huh.
Right, so I've got my style, which is my line is yellow. I've got my text, which is that Fibonacci 127.20,
Yes.
and I've changed that to yellow. Now I want to move this line from here to here, okay?
Yes.
Instead of dragging this line and going there and probably being a few dollars off, I go into
Yeah.
something called coordinates.
Okay.
And then here I type in this figure, which is 29739.48. 29739.48. Okay.
Okay.
And watch
Yeah.
here, just above this white writing, the line will appear there.
Okay. Yes, I see.
Right. So that's exactly how you get your horizontal line from wherever but to a specific coordinate. Okay. Then let's just say that, I'm a bit not so clearly visible or I cannot really see it. It's a bit too tiny for your eyesight. You can just go back into it and just increase the text. Let's just say we want to make it 16. So watch
Okay.
TP5 and that writing changes the size of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so that's what really happens if you increase your pitch size, so you have it higher or I mean um, smaller or larger. It's totally up to you. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So we're done with that. So let's go into bar patterns. This is a bar pattern. Can you see this? Okay. Let's clear this Fibonacci, and this is a bar pattern. Can you see this?
Okay.
That's a
Yes,
bar
yes.
pattern. Now it seems crazy as to how can I just carry a bar pattern and fling it around, but we get to that now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions so far on Fibonacci?
No, so far so good. So far so good.
Right. So you understand, okay, from the high to the low, you,
Hello,
you, you
yes.
click on that, you drop it here at the low, it gives you a whole lot of variables on the right hand side, all the percentages there, and then you just go and edit them one by one as to what you want them to make you remember what they're there for.
Yes.
Right. So let's just say I want to show you what I'm expecting with this bar pattern. Okay, so I can tell you today is say 16th of September, whatever date. You see the dates at the bottom here. You with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So the price is currently here. Can you see price is currently here? Okay.
Yes, I see it.
Right. So price is not here as yet, but if I go and put my cursor on the specific candle of my bar pattern, it's going to
Yeah.
tell me that at the bottom, in the event that price will get there at the same pace that it's been doing according to the bar pattern,
Yes.
that price will be reached on the 22nd of September at 7:00 in the morning.
I see it. Yeah.
Can you see the figure at the bottom, right?
Yes, yes.
Or let's look at the red bar pattern. If price were to behave the way it's behaving according to my bar pattern, so it will
Yes.
reach my price here 20th of September at 2300 hours.
I see it. Yeah.
Okay, do you know how to draw these bar patterns?
No.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to just copy one. So I'm trying to show you that currently price has been bouncing within these lines, and now it's broke this trend line, and now it's going up in this 45-degree angle. And just to give you an indication of how it should behave, I want to draw this bar pattern here for you. Okay.
No.
Right. So I want to copy this. So I would go to some behavior that's in the past. This looks like what I'm looking for. You with me?
Okay. Yes.
So I'm looking at from here to here. That's how it behaved. I want to copy that and I want to place it here just to give me an indication as to what I'm expecting to see in the event price behaves like this.
Okay.
So the toolbars again on the left hand side, you click
Yes.
down to this specific one where it's got prediction and measurement tools. So you got short and long positions, forecast, price range, and one of them is called bars pattern.
Okay. Yes.
Right, so we'll do that again. You got the toolbars here. You come down to the long position toolbar. You go
Yeah.
down to one of them called bars pattern. You click once on it, and then you bring your cursor to where you want to copy this from.
Yes.
You click on it, left click, and now I'm copying all of this right to this point. I don't want that long red candle, okay? Right to this point. You with me?
Yes. Yes.
Right, and then I click again, and that's what I get copied.
Oh, okay.
Right, so just for the session, let's make it yellow. I take this, I bring it over, and I say, okay, if price behaves the way it's been doing, that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to explain to you, price is here, it's going to go up, going to trigger my buy, it will come up here, it will trigger my TP1, TP2, TP3, it may bounce back down, and then it'll continue back up again, it'll go past my TP4, and it'll probably come and take my TP5 around the 28th of September or so. That's what I'm expecting.
Yes.
All right, so that sounds interesting, right?
Yes. Yes. It does. Yeah.
Okay, so at the same time, besides changing the colors to yellow, we can hold this and stretch it up if we want to,
Uh-huh.
flip it around if we want to. Can you see that?
Yes. Yes.
So we can put it basically even here to say, in the event that price breaks that resistance or the support, is going to drop down, and this is how we expect it to come down to meet our TPs here.
Okay.
All right, so let's just touch that again. So we go to the tools, we come
Yes.
down to prediction and measurement tools.
Yes.
We go down to bars pattern. If you used it before, it'll be here as one of the tools, okay? So
Okay.
go down to bars pattern, and then we go to copy from here to wherever we want to stop. Say, for example, I want to stop here, okay?
Uh-huh.
And then I copy that. I can go, see when I click on this, I get this toolbar coming for that specific tool. I go
see,
into
yeah.
this, I can start editing this, maybe make it pink. I drag it up and I say, okay, fine, this is where I see price to be, or that's where I see price to be. That's my prediction.
Uh-huh.
All right. Any questions on bars pattern? That's very simple though, right?
Yeah, it is. So when you're choosing the copy part, do you just take a part where it's like going on an uptrend and then push it for your uptrend and then
If I'm looking to place something here, I'm looking for an uptrend, so I've got to scroll back to, okay, there's some uptrend, let's just do this and go here and do that. Because I'm looking for uptrend, okay? It's not, and then I just take and place it. You with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, that is just predicting what the price will do.
Yeah.
Generally, price will move in that direction, but not necessarily candle for candle.
Candle, yeah.
So if I can find something, okay, there we are. There's something here. So looking at the NAS 100, what we've said is that price will come here, and it will, when this bar pattern was put in, this price was not here, okay? So what we said, price will come and bounce here, and which it did, if you look at that.
Yes.
And price will go in this direction. Can you see this bar pattern direction, right?
Yeah.
But you look at how price has been behaving, it has been going up not necessarily candle for candle, but
Yeah.
it's been going in that inclination, and then right
Yes.
here it just dropped down by 3 candles, and then it's starting to pick up again.
Yes.
So that's basically what we predict, or what we want to show when we put our bar patterns here.
Okay. It's quite nice. Quite
Say again.
interesting. I say it's quite interesting, quite nice.
Yeah, and also because we use Fibonacci and we say, okay, if it takes a buy limit here, it's going to get to here. Then you
Yeah.
use various other tools to confirm this price that is going to get here. So you can use GANFAN, you can use Head and Shoulders, you can use various things. So for now, we're just working on Fibonacci, and we're saying that if price does this and breaks through resistance, it's going to get here. So that's what this is showing us now.
Yeah.
All right, then about trend lines, I think you do know about trend lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for example, in this case, on our team, when we pulled a trend line from here, when it formed this point, which was the 4th of September.
Yes.
So we pull a trend line from here to the 4th of September, and then this was not existing at that time, okay?
Yes.
And then we clone this thing. When I mean cloned, it means I make an identical copy. So if you see, I clicked on this particular line and it opens up this toolbar here, okay? So just to throw this in, you click on that, you click clone. And when you click clone, it makes another one like this, identical to it. Just check there, down there.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Okay.
Right. So because we had this point and we had this point, okay, we cloned this and we moved this from here into here. You with me?
Okay. Yes.
Right. So that's where we moved it. We did not have this point at that time.
Oh, yes.
We never even have this point at that time. All we had was this point and this point, okay? So we cloned it and we pinned it here. So it ran on its own, okay? But based on this trend line, price came here. Let's just delete this out of the way. Price came here. Well, we had this point. It went up and it bounced back off this trend line. Now, if anyone were to have asked us, where would this stop? We would have said it's going to stop right here. So that's quite amazing to know, right?
Yeah.
And if you knew that it was going to bounce off here, I mean, from here alone, you could have taken a good sell.
Yes.
Right. And bouncing off here, which means it would have been a good spot for you to have taken a buy. So when it bounced off here, we knew it was going to come to this line here because this was our cloned trend line, okay?
Yes.
But what it did, it didn't break the line yet. It just bounced it off that as a resistance and came down. But when it came down, based on this point, there was a 45-degree line that we pulled here.
Yes, I see it.
Based on this point here, the 45-degree line, when the price came and resisted off that trend line, it came down, then it took this 45-degree as support, then it started to hug this 45-degree line like this.
Yes, all the way up.
And that's what it's doing at the moment. So when I did this line here, this candle was the only candle existing. These were not existing. So that's a good indication for you to know that right here, because maybe I would have expected this candles here to hit this trend line as a resistance, okay?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't break here, then I know it's going to come down and I would have taken a sell from here.
Down.
But it never really go up to that line, but it did take this sell right down here. And knowing that it was going to come here, when this candle, this is a 4-hour chart, if you make this candle bigger, you'll see what a big wick it's got here.
Yes.
So when this started to push back up, then we knew that pull our 45-degree line here, price is going to use this line to climb back up.
Sure.
So that alone will tell you that, you know, you easily could have put your trades in place already, whether sell or buys, but right here, you could have even taken a buy. The moment this first candle closed, could have taken, taken a sell, sorry. The moment this candle closed, you could have taken a sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4-hour candles down. But anyway, let's just try and play it, how this thing worked out. Okay, let's just do this. This is an additional feature. So this is how it was when we pulled that point to that point. You with me?
Yes.
Right. So when we pulled that point to that point, that was all that was visible. And what we said was, if it uses this as support, it's going to go up there, it's going to come back down, and it's going to go again. Right.
Yes.
So let's see if I can do this. Okay, let's just take this one out. Let's use a shutter one. Sorry, let's do it again from this one. Right, so because it did that, remember when we were doing this, this was all we had, right? Right here. So all this was visible. So let's just say we took that, and then let's do again and say we got this. Right? So if it does that, remember all we had was this at that time. Okay, let's just move this, make it where we know where we had what. Okay, so let's just say that. Right, so because we had that, let's clone that.
Yes.
And do that.
Wow, yeah.
Right, how's that interesting, right?
Wow, yeah, it is.
And then let's clone that. Basically, we're trying to predict where price is going to be, and if we know where price is going to be, trust me, we will do good trades, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So we're saying something like this, okay?
Yeah.
Right? We're expecting something like this.
Yeah.
All right. So because this was there, we put a point from point to point. We cloned that point and we said from that point to that point, okay? Right, we're trying to meet the point, let's say, okay, right? We're on the point to point, and then we're saying this is what's expecting to happen. We're not saying it's gonna happen, but we're saying this is what we're expecting to happen. So now that we're planning this and we're saying, okay, if it comes here and we know price is gonna bounce up there, let's take a buy here. And let's take a sell somewhere here. And let's take a buy somewhere here. You with me?
Yes, yes.
Right. So let's just play this out and see what would have happened if we took a buy here, took a sell here, and maybe took a buy in this region here, okay? Okay, you're watching this, okay? You there?
Yeah.
Right. Just watch these candles, eh?
Okay. So it's moving on that arrows, eh?
Now imagine if we've taken our buys and put our sell limits in place and put another buy limit or something in place. Close our laptop and go to sleep for a few days.
And it does everything for you. Wow.
See, it's hugging our 45-degree line there now.
Yes.
See, it broke our trend line up here, right? The clone trend line that we put, it broke that line.
But it's still moving on that 45 line.
Yeah, you see how important all of those as confirmations for your trades. Okay, so that's basically a little movie that we just created, okay?
Wow, interesting, yeah.
Yeah, you see, so we just got to play around with it. I'm just going to delete these things off now, but we just got to play around with it and then try to work out where price is expecting to go to. And if we can add a few more confirmations to it, then we can get maybe Ganfan, maybe we can get inverse head and shoulders to confirm a price for us, or maybe even head and shoulders depending the direction. Then we know where we're going. All right, so that's basically our Fibonacci trend lines, that you know that our 45-degree line, because all price generally rotates around an angle of 45 degrees, which is not too slow for time to and price, and not too fast for time and price. So 45 degrees, the most acceptable angle. So then also we've done the bar pattern as to how do you pull the bar pattern, where do you put it and you place it. We've done horizontal lines, where to how to pinpoint it to a specific coordinate. With how to edit the line and how to change the color and what have you. Didn't really show you about the little movie I created, but that's easy. We can do that another time. So let's just see any other things or questions you want to bring forward, or anything you want to just comment so far.
It's quite interesting. I just must practice some of the stuff to just let it get familiar with the stuff.
Yeah, I think also the same, just go into all of these tools, figure out something, maybe something we ourselves have never stumbled across. You could even pick that up and just share that with us on the group and show us how you got to it and what you did. Play around with it, use a few of these tools to get to the same price. Try to find out why is that price an important number. So for example, if I keep on telling you, listen, 28,215, and you want to know, okay, listen, that's fine, but why? And then I'm going to tell you, okay, because, I pulled a Fibonacci and I came to that price. I did this analysis and I came to that price. Or my Ganfan I used came to that price, Like, for example, if I can just show you quickly, Ganfan is in the same toolbox as Fibonacci. So I pull a Ganfan, which is that. You can swing from high to low or low to high. So for now, I'll just do one only. Normally, you'll pull a 45-degree line. I think you can see the blue line there.
Yes, I've seen, yeah.
Right. So this is quite a pretty tool. It has a lot of meaning to it, but for now, let's not focus too much on it. I want you to walk a little at a time. It looks like a fan, but it's actually a tool called Ganfan. This here, where is 1/1, I need to line this up with this 45-degree line. Right, I've lined it up with the 45-degree line. Okay. So what these lines are all are support and resistance. Okay. So here, 1/8, if price goes up in this direction, hugging this line, it means it's going at a high speed for the time that's allowed to get to that price. If it's using this 8/1, it's going at a very low speed to get to the price. You understand? This is time over price. You with me?
The price, okay, yeah.
Okay, so time over price. So if something goes up in a 45-degree angle, that's more or less the acceptable angle of price over time. Okay, but for now, let's not stress much about it. This is just more like a support and resistance line. So this price going up here where it is now, and right here is below the line, and on the bar patterns it's hugging or slightly above the line. That's more like our support or resistance as such. But we will get to that maybe at another session. For now, we just need to understand how we're going to pull the Fibonacci. What are the important numbers of Fibonacci? Okay. How price behaves. It's going to come from there to down, go up, come back. It must have a pullback. Okay. So for example, if I could just tell you price is going to go from there, it's going to come down, and then is going to go here. Once price goes here, then it's going to have a pullback, which is going to come back here. So this actually is called a retracement, okay? You heard of Fibonacci retracement? That's what it's called. So price started there, it came to a low, it went to around 50% or even 61%. Then it had a pullback and came down to about 23% or so, and then it continued in that direction. Right. So when it goes past where it pulled back, see this region here, it pulled back. When price goes past where it pulled back, that's called a Fibonacci extension. Right. So you must have heard of Fibonacci retracement, which is come here and pull back. And then the Fibonacci extension is when it goes up, but it goes past this price where it had the pullback. And this is called the Fibonacci extension, this part here. Okay, you with me?
Yeah.
Right, so nothing too difficult about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, so let's see, any other questions that you want to just ask, so we can just work it out together?
I think that's fine for now.
Yeah, so I think you can just go and practice much into it, and just keep building yourself up in terms of your confidence, in terms of your trades. Also, when you're doing your trades, use as low lot sizes as possible.
Yes.
Just in the event that there is a pullback because of some fundamental news, or maybe there's some data that's been released and it affected your asset in a negative way, then your price will go into a loss. But if you have a small lot size, then your loss will become minimum and your account will be able to handle it until it gets back into profit.
Okay.
And if a product does not move, which means if it's not volatile enough or if it doesn't move drastically, then I personally would not want to trade it, because if it doesn't move, then it's not giving me much of a pips to make profit on. You with me? So price must move to make profit.
Yeah. Okay. I just got a quick question there. So if I'm working with the 4-hour chart, do I have to scale down to enter into a trade, or I just wait for that 4-hour candle and then enter when it's in my?
All right, very good question. You work in a 4-hour chart, which means it took 4 hours to make this candle. You with me?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So being 4 hours to make this candle, these prices are based on a 4-hour candle. Okay, so you've got an entry here, you've got an entry there, TP here and TP there. If I change to a 1-hour chart, all this remains the same. It does not get affected at all. Can you see my prices are still the same? It just gives me a closer picture as to what's happening closer down to earth. Okay, so I can have a look at this candle much closer. If I were to take this candle and the 3 others beside it, which is 4 candles together, it will give me one 4-hour candle. But in this lower time frame of 1 hour, it's telling me that for the last 2 candles, one was bullish, one was bearish, and then the 2 prior to that was totally bullish, you know. So it's giving me more of a visual as to what happened hour to hour instead of 4 hour.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong if you scale down to a 15-minute or even a 5-minute chart to really see how it's beating around, what's the heartbeat of it. And you can even take a small trade in it if you want to, as much as we project it to take trades maybe for a few hours or maybe a day or so, because we're looking at maybe a good few hundred worth of pips. But if you scale down to a 5-minute chart, you can just scalp in and trade in just for a couple of minutes, and you came out a couple $100 profit depending on your lot size.
Yeah.
So it's just up to you as to, firstly, even if you're scalping, you're going to use 1 minute, 5-minute or 15-minute chart, but it's just up to you, firstly, to get into a 4-hour or 1-hour chart to understand the direction or the trend of this particular product. Once you know that, then you can scalp all you want to until you're happy,
But you stick to the trend. You stick to the trend of the higher time frame.
Yeah, you see, if you know in a higher time frame it's all bullish, then, and if you change down to a 15-minute chart, I mean, why would you risk taking a bearish trade when you know it's been bullish for the last good few hours?
Yeah, okay.
Because sometimes what happens is that when you initially start and you want to make some quick bucks, you want to take a trade going up and take a trade going down.
Yeah.
And then if it's a bullish direction and then you take a trade going up and you close your trade, and then you take a trade going down, and then before you can even close your trade, it decided to turn around and stay bullish, then you're in hot waters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So therefore, if you in your 4-hour, 1-hour time frame, and you can see that it's bullish, and if you want to go to do some scalping and you've gone to a 5-minute or 15-minute chart, do your scalping, but all on your bullish trades, not bearish at all.
Okay, no, I understand that, yeah.
All right, so you made some notes there, right, Guy? You there? You got some notes made down?
Hello?
Yeah, you made some notes there, right?
Yes, I made some notes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, anything else that we could discuss or we could learn together?
So now to make my notes on the side here as well where the lines are.
Okay.
I know that, I know the Fibonacci. So
You there?
yeah, now.
All right.
So the internet is just going off.
Oh, okay.
So when I'm doing the Fibonacci, I place the magnet and then I lock it.
Yes,
So
definitely. The magnet will help you to get to the specific point.
Yes. And then I lock it. And if I want to edit the lines and get it to the specific numbers, then I can just enter it in there and it will move it himself.
Yes, under coordinates.
Yes, that's coordinates.
That's coordinates.
Yes, that's right. So I can just enter in the numbers and then it will place me there.
Yes, to that specific price.
That's right there. And then the bar pattern, I just copy it and then I can move it accordingly.
Yeah, you can take it, you can stretch it, you can squash it, whichever you be, but at least it's giving you an indication of where you're going and how you're getting there and when you're getting there.
Yeah, it helps a bit. Yeah. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you learned something at least and you're going forward. Practice it and, I promise you that's going to make it perfect, bro.
Okay, thanks, Roland.
All right, no problem. Just
Thanks,
let me know
Roland.
if you need anything else, and we can just share this with you a few times over till you get it perfect, and even into a few other tools that we can share with you as well. So no stress, bro. Anytime, eh?
All right, so I'll practice this, and then yeah, if I get stuck, and I can just pop you a message, and then maybe we can go through some stuff,
Yeah,
or
definitely,
I
no
can maybe
problem.
send you. Maybe I can send you a screenshot of what I've done, and then you can see if I'm on the right track or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'll definitely tell you that, and obviously if you're not, then I'll tell you so you can just correct yourself.
I'm just making some notes quickly.
And at least you make the notes and you just look into your notes and then you remember what to do.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, I've got that. Yeah. So the 4 hour and the 1 hour is basically the good time frame to do our analysis and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll give you more of a stable direction for the product or for the asset.
Okay. Yes, I got that.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, I hope you learned a lot in the session.
Yeah, it was quite informative. I'm just excited to go into the chart and then apply them and see how I do, and yeah, just practice it out.
Yeah, no problem. And you're currently with the broker, I know, but if you're looking to sign up with the broker or you're looking for advice on fundamentals, because price is always affected with some news that's being released, just check with us or just
Yes.
drop us a message and we'll just give you a heads up as to what's happening in terms of fundamentals or brokerage or spreads or whatever.
Maybe we can do another session on that stuff there, because I'm quite eager to learn on how the market moves when the news and stuff like goes on, and something what to look out for in times like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Every day there's definitely something to look out for. That's for sure.
Yeah, because yeah, there's always something that's moving it.
Yeah, just stay tuned to CNBC website and apps and Bloomberg TV and stuff. Gives you a lot of heads up as to what's going there.
The CNBC.
Yeah, CNBC, the news channel. Try and filter it down to the US news, and Bloomberg TV as well. If you can filter it down to the United States news, so that affects all the US currencies, US 30, US 100, S&P 500 and stuff.
Okay. And the sessions you guys trading is more towards the US time. US
Uh,
and
more towards, well, we have teams that specialize in US 30, NAS 100, S&P 500, gold as well. Gold is our favorite. So
okay.
on the group, you can find out, where you would love to settle into.
I see you guys go through the night.
I'd love to sleep though, but sometimes that's when the money is made, the decisions are made, and then we just get it done. I mean, we have also stuff to do, businesses to manage, and places to get to. So we just get our work done and we out.
Okay.
Sometimes the guy sends a message and then we're not responding.
No, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I see you guys up. That's good.
Yeah, so anyway, that's how it is. We just get going, and sometimes we just cannot make it anymore. We need to rest. We need to have our peaceful sleep. So we just knock off anytime.
Yeah, you need the rest as well. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but don't stress about that. I mean, when you're ready, you do your trades, you do all your negotiations or all your analysis, and then you just lights out. Whatever time suits you. Whether it's 10, whether it's 11, as soon as the market closes in New York, then you can be lights out also. You can practice with whichever broker you want to, but certain products are certain brokers that give you the better spreads that you want to. So not all brokers are the best for US 30, and neither all the brokers are best for NAS 100. So maybe on one broker you'll go NAS 100, on another broker you'll go gold, USD. So
Yeah.
we can chat around that. Just practice on this as at the moment, and get going into that. And then when you're ready to start rolling with the permanent broker, we hook you up good and sweet.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. Let me do my baby steps.
Yeah, and you don't mind me sharing this this recording, right? I'll send to you as well.
Yeah, no, no, sure. That'll be nice.
Yeah, okay. I'll try and get a few things done to it, and if I have a chance, I'll send it tonight. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Rollins.
All right, no problem. Good night, man. I hope you just enjoyed this and you learned a lot. And let's just practice and get it into place. Okay.
This was an amazing session. I've
I'm
learned
glad.
a
I'm
lot.
glad, man. I'm really glad.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're
Thank
welcome,
you
man.
for your time. Thanks for your time.
Okay, no problem. Good night.
Thanks, Rollins.
Okay, good night.
Yeah, cheers.